And now, subsequently, my son goes off to Yale, joins...
Good morning, everyone. I am at the Summit for Countering Anti-Semitism in Palm Beach, our second annual summit. As you know, anti-Semitism has been even here in Palm Beach, Florida. And so we've called for a summit to discuss the roots of this anti-Semitism and how to combat it. But in a week from now, we're all going to... And on the night of Passover, Jews around the world sit down at the Seder. And we make we sit down at the Seder and we make a declaration of us. However, Almighty God has saved us. But what's interesting is that we don't just say it with a tear in our eye. We sing it. We say, Ella shebechol davar dor emdim aleinu l'chaloseinu. Ella shebechol davar dor omdim aleinu l'chaloseinu. Why are we singing it? It's like singing, however, in every generation they rise up to kill us, rise up to kill us. And we not only sing it, but we sing it while we lift a glass of wine. And the answer is because what we're conveying to our children at the Seder is that God made a promise to Abraham. And he told Abraham, your descendants will be an eternal nation. And even though there have been hundreds of generations of Jews from the time of Abraham, and in every generation there's been an enemy that rose up to kill us, destroy us, God forbid. And we're telling our children it's not just in the past, that's what's going to happen in the future. There will always be an anti-Semitism. However, the promise of God has never failed us. God has kept his promise, and that's the only explanation to why we have overcome enemies in every single generation. And so therefore we sing it with confidence, with joy, with praise to God that has stood by us throughout all the generations and have never allowed our enemies to succeed in their evil attempts to annihilate the Jewish people. And this is the promise that we pass on to our children on the night of Passover. Know that as a Jew there will always be anti-Semitism, but if you stand together united and love one another and turn to God in every generation, you will overcome all your enemies. How do I know that? Because God made a promise to Abraham, and we've seen that it's come true in every single generation. During the Holocaust, Jews observed Passover in the concentration camps, knowing that they will defeat Hitler and Nazism. That was the faith of the Jewish people. And there's a story about the Rabbi, and he was in the concentration camps, and they managed to get some flour somehow. Someone smuggled it out of the kitchen, and they got some water and a little heat, and they managed to make just a few matzahs for Passover to conduct a Seder in the camp, in the concentration camps. And the question then became, who will get to eat these few matzahs? Who should they give it to? And someone said the elderly should get it. Some said the rabbis and the scholars should get it. And someone said the leaders of the community. It was clearly not enough for everyone. And then this one woman spoke up and she said, in my opinion, if we have but a few precious matzos, we should give it to the children. And she went on to explain, she said, all of us had had many beautiful Passover Seders in our lifetime before we were sent to the concentration camps. And we have memories of beautiful Passover Seders. If we survive, we'll have memories of many Seders. But if our children survive this camp, what memories will they take with them of Passover? Let's give the matzahs to the children. And the Rabbi said, this woman is right. That's what we're going to do. We're not going to eat the matzah. We're going to give it to the children to eat. And that's what they did at that Seder. They shared the matzah with the children, together with the promise that God will redeem us in every generation. During the concentration camps, during the Holocaust, the Rabbi lost his wife. And after the liberation, he remarried, and he married this woman who suggested that the matzah go to the children. This is the eternal story of the Jewish people. This is what we celebrate on Passover. And so we must stand together, we must turn to one another, we must turn to God, but we must do it with strength, with faith, with hope, with confidence, and with trust in the bright future of the Jewish people. Have a wonderful day.